Hi, I'm Pete from Jamie's Food Team, and today I'm going to show you how to butterfly prawns. Here's the first prawn. As you can see, it's got its head on, and it's still in its shell, so it's got this hard shell here. This is its back, and what we're going to do is cut through its back, cut through the shell, and open the tail of the prawn out a little bit. Now the best thing to do is to take a serrated knife, like this. It doesn't have to be this big if you haven't got one this big, but a serrated blade is really good for doing this because you'll find that a smooth blade will just slip off the prawn, whereas this catches and actually cuts into the shell. Because remember, it's not meat we're cutting here initially, it's shell we need to cut through. You need to hold the prawn flat. You need to be careful, keep your fingers sticking up. Don't try and hold it like that because then you'll cut the end of your fingers. Hold it up, and when you're comfortable, start cutting with a serrated knife along the shell, like that. And this is what you want. Open up the prawn like that without cutting through it. You can cut a little bit more into the head if you like. There we go. And that stuff, when it caramelizes, this stuff when it cooks on the barbecue or in a frying pan, it's super delicious. So don't get rid of that. Now one last thing you need to do before you cook it is just look inside the back of the shell here, and you'll find it either on this side or on this side. You'll find a little pipe like that, and that's the prawn's intestine, and you don't want to eat that. You know what that is. There you go. Just pull it all the way down. Pull the end off, and that's your prawn, butterflied and ready for cooking. Now you don't have to keep the head on if you don't want to. You can take it off, and that's easy to do. I mean, you can cut it off and just pull it off. Quite simple. And then do exactly the same thing as you did before. Fingers up. Just carefully, take your time, cut through the shell. If you're not cut quite enough to open it up, you can go back, cut again. Open it out. Then we change knife, and we look for the little intestine bit. There it is. Pull that out. And there's your prawn, butterflied and ready to go. So I'll just do a couple more. Fingers up out the way, saw gently. Don't have to be super quick at this. Open the shell out. And use a little knife. Pick this dodgy bit out. Now you can use this technique on prawns around this size, or prawns a little bit smaller, but when prawns get really small, it's way too fiddly. For prawns that are really big, or even lobsters, which are kind of the same thing, the shell is really thick, and it's actually quite dangerous to be cutting into it with your hand right over here, so I'm not sure I would, if I was going to cut a lobster in half, I wouldn't do it this way. Here are my prawns, nicely butterflied, opened out like that. You can have them head on, head off, whichever you prefer. They're really nice and easy to eat now, because once you've cooked them, you can really take a fork, scoop it in, pull the meat out. So it's really simple. There's no fiddling about peeling shells or anything like that. You made it very, very easy for you and your guests to eat. And you can cook them in all kinds of ways. You can put them on a barbecue, you can put them in a griddle pan, you can simply fry them, or you could sprinkle them with all kinds of lovely herbs and spices and steam them. And that's how to butterfly prawns.